Hello, chat. Welcome back to another stream. For those who have been wondering on the chat if I'm actually going to do it on the stream, yes, I'm going to do it on the stream. And for those who are wondering what it is about, guys, take a guess. You can see everything on the stream. You can see the title, you can see the topic, and you can see the theme. So, what could it be possibly about? What could it be possibly about? Come on, chat. Take a guess. Let's see who finds the yes, but what in chess? It's not prop night. I'm not doing planks. That would be yes, Pranshav, you got it right. You got it right. So I was just thinking about my tournament, the upcoming tournament that I'm going to play, and I started solving to see how much I'm in shape and where I stand. And then I thought, why not just stream it? So I decided to stream it, and that's what this stream is going to be about. So if I disappointed you, I'm really sorry, but it's a game of how long I'm going to last. It's a game of survival, and we are going to do this on stream together. Sorry, Ishan. Sorry. Sorry to disappoint you all. So now the question is, should I keep this title or should I change it to something else? What say, chat? This is going to be the How Long Can I Last series. And I've not done a lot of Puzzle Rush on stream. The chess content has mostly been playing games or playing tournaments, and there has been very little solving. So, oh, well done, Midnight. Now, chat. So once again, your questions. Uh, I mean, your answers. How long do you think I'll last? And while you answer that, oh please ईशान कुछ भी मत बोलना कुछ भी मत बोल. I think the most audience will be the under 18 audience, and it's interesting how the next generation thinks. Yeah, I mean, it's like they cannot think past a certain topic. They don't guess past a certain area of interest. Chalo, I'll do a 3 minute warm up. Let's start with a warm up, and post that, let's do the survival. See, people were asking me when I put out this title. People are asking me, what did they ask me? Yeah, why the double meaning title? I was like, but what double meaning? I have only one meaning. There's no double meaning, and it's still only one meaning. It can only possibly mean one thing. If it's a gaming stream, there's a chess uh, topic, and it's also out there in the thumbnail that it's going to be a chill stream. So it, it all points towards only one thing. At least that's what I thought. But apparently, I have no idea what how the chat thinks. All right, let's start with a 3 minute one warm up first, and then we go for the main event. Let's go. I know, right? I know. Innocence is innocence makes life difficult because I just can't get what the chat thinks most of the time, especially the Gen Z kids, which is what my chat and YouTube is all about. Takes so far so easy. Queen h3 and rook to c1. I'm much slower on stream, by the way. I got 42 when I did one off stream, and it's good to get something like 23 in the first minute. I'm not sure if I'm gonna get that. Rook h6, queen h7, rook b1 check, it's back rank mate, and b4, bishop b3, knight b5, queen h4 check, and now what? Queen g5, queen g5, there's knight g3. So we just go e5 or what? Yeah, I think so. Bishop h3 was mate. So now what? Knight f3 traps the queen. Bishop f5. Cool. King g3 is back rank mate. And rook into e2 check is king d4. It's not clear then what. But I think this should be the way. And now just rook d8 and rook into d1 is one way. Or is there something more? Yeah, this was it. E d3, king d3, rook f3 check. Wins a piece. Queen f7 or rook d8 first. And this wins. Bishop h6 and g5. Can I go? No. Knight e8, rook e8. Bishop h6 check. Nah, this was not right. Rook d8 takes everything. Knight e2 and knight d4. Bishop e7, knight d6 is checkmate. Queen f7 take everything. Takes queen h5, queen g6. Queen e5 is rook f6. And now rook f1 and this pawn queens. It's too far from the black king. Okay, so queen b. Maybe start with rook h1. I got it. Queen b2, and there should be some queen into g. Rook h3 and queen h2. c2, rook d1, and takes and rook b1. Oh, oh! Damn, I couldn't complete it. 35 is very slow, guys. 35 is very, 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 very slow. But okay. Uh, uh, being slow is a good thing. You last longer. So this was a pretty low score, but I'm slower on stream. So what can you do? All right, shall we go for the survival? Let's go for the survival. Cool. Okay, the first few ones you can solve along with me. So chat, you go first, and then I'll solve it. It's gonna lag for 15 seconds, but that's cool. I'll take over when we get to 30 or 40. I have played with my streamers in the past, Jay. 3 minutes is. Array, last one was 3 minutes, yeah. This one is, of course, going to last longer. Yeah, queen into d1 was right. Now this one. The white king is in check. White to play. People find double meanings with whatever I say. So sad. I mean things in the most innocent way. Yes, king g3 trapping the rook. Now black to play. I mean, I don't even rhyme words and stuff. Paras is right. Rook a1 check. Rook into c1. Correct. White to play. Oh, and anyone can try and suggest the moves now. Yeah, rook a8, GB, Paras, you're right. Rook into b8 and it's checkmate. White to play. White to play, white is down an exchange. It's 7 pawns each. So what do we do? It's actually the most boring part of Puzzle Rush. Maybe I can put the coordinates outside so it's easier for you guys. Yeah, e5, attacking the queen and the rook together. And e takes d6. Black to play. Yes. Abhinav, Shrujit, Akshat, Manas. Paras, well done. Rookie one check. Yeah, it is rookie one check. Takes and it's checkmate. This is easy, guys. White to play. Go for it. Let's go. Go for it. Bye, Ishan. Bye. And guys, first milestone, let's get those likes past 100. And eventually we... What? How did you find Queen G7? The position came instant... Oh, wait. It's the same. It's the same move. Yes, GB, you're right. Okay, this is black to play. And let's take our time. Yeah, Queen into G7 to be exact. True, 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 true. Let's take our time for the initial one. So everyone gets a chance to answer this. And we have to make. Guys, how cool would it be if, you can make the moves instead of writing stuff in the chat? Imagine how cool would it be, right? How cool would it be to have streamer-friendly features on the chess streams that we do? Okay, white to play. GB, Paras, they are on fire. Manas also has all the right answers so far. Rook into e8. What about Leech's puzzle razor? Oh, you can do that? Oh, no, 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 no. I'm not talking about that, guys. Not talking about the like, I'm streaming. You're part of my chat, and you can make these moves on the board instead of writing on the chat. Yeah, Queen f2, Queen f1 check, and Rook f1. Right answer. Black to play. Let's go. Chat, are you finding this interesting so far? So this is also partially my training for my Bangladesh tournament, and also a way of having fun. Yes, bishop g5, queen into g5. Black to play. Too easy, yes, but I see only like 15, 20 people participating out of 100 watching. So let's get those, everyone participate in the chat. Black to play. And yeah, queen h2, GB, Paras, Kavya, Sumaba, uh, Aditya. Let's go. Wow, Anshika too. Thank you, Swapnil. That's what they all say. Cool. Queen h2 it is. White to play. Yes, Mohit, I heard you. But the majority of the chat love this title, so I'm keeping it. Pranshu, it's a good idea to, good chance for you to improve. Yes, Paras, awesome, well done. You wrote the full solution. So e to f7, rook d8 is checkmate. And we are going to measure the how long I last, not in terms of minutes, but in terms of the number of puzzles that we are going to solve today. And let's see if we can do 70. This one's not easy. And Manas, get the coordinates right. Calm down, Manas, calm down, calm down, calm down. Slow down. Get the coordinates right. Yes, well done, Pranisha. Well done. So check. And now, which move? Okay, I almost gave it away, but let's go for it anyway. Guys, अरे इसमें क्या misleading है यार? How long? That is what survival is about. It's even in there in the description of the survival. Survival is about how long someone lasts. There's only one meaning. It's not my fault if your expectations are something else. This is the problem with everything in life, about everything why we get disappointed. It's usually our expectations which lead to disappointment all the time. And then we end up blaming someone else all the time. Lot of correct answers, but get the notation right. Almost 90% are wrong. But Manas has got it. Yeah, well done. Sumaba. I see some regular some people solving it quite regularly. Queen d5 and queen d6. And black to play now. Utkarsh, if you can afford it, it's totally worth it. If you cannot afford it, you can also use leeches. I mean, it's it really depends. It's relative on with how much you can afford. Yeah, black to play, queen into f3 and d into c4. Yeah. Oh, so there's a bishop b5 check. So now what do we do? Well tried, Sankalp. It's I get what you mean. It means something like naughty, but I think maybe not the best use in the context. Yeah, that was well done, chat. Now we are moving on to slightly harder puzzles. White to play. White has a pawn, two pawns down, and black wants to castle in the next move. So it's a two move solution at least. So what's the second move? We have the first move, Somaba, Shubham, Akshat, and Paras, all the Manas, Pransha, all the usual guys. What's the second move? Yes, Chess D has also got the second move. Rook 8, Bishop D8, Bishop A5. So when you get proficient in solving the first move, then you can start trying to solve the whole position in your brain. Try and go as far as you can, like how I'm trying to last as long as I can today. You train. So now white to play again. It's a puzzle within a puzzle. And yes, queen b5 check. Cool. Puzzle within a puzzle. Now it's black to play. And we have two pawns less than our opponent. So how do we make the best of this situation? The rook is attacked. It's black to play. And Siddharth, that's kind of my hope too. Hello, Ryzen. Yes, we have to take rook into e5 first. Rook into e5, rook into e5, rook into e5, queen e7, and now d2. Now, what's the difference if we start with d2 first? Because there's also a lot of d2 in the chat. What is the difference? Actually, I don't see the difference. But I'm guessing the difference is then white goes rook f1, rook into e5, queen e7, and now after rook e1, rook d1 is possible. So it's better to start with rook into e5, and now it's pretty easy. White has pretty much given up. In a human game, white would play queen to a7 and try to keep this knight. But the computer thinks queen c6 is better because in this position after queen a7 and d2, it's pretty hopeless for black to try and stop this pawn. So queen c6 and yes, queen into d4. White to play. So when we start out with chess, we get very good at looking at this one move, the first move instantly. And once we become proficient with it, then the challenge is to make the first move, then ask yourself, what would I do if uh, I were black? Try to find the best defense for the opponent, and then find out what's the best against the best defense. And yes, it is knight a4 because rook b1 loses the knight. So we start with knight a4, trap the queen. Gives away the queen, and there we have it. Now black to play. Black to play, and black is down a rook. So here we are down by a lot of material. Yeah, knight a4. It happens. It happens in real life. Yes, Aryan Goswami, Jibitesh, Aman, Paras. Well done. Rook c3 check. Yeah, b into c3. It's easy. Queen into c3 and queen a3 is checkmate. If white had taken king into b4, then you have to play queen c5 check, king a4, queen b5. So this was easy peasy. White to play. I'm also bad at this, Siddharth. How long have I lasted ever? Yeah, Paras, there he goes again. Queen c8. It's correct. It is correct. Rook d8 and rook into d8 is checkmate. Now white to play. White to play, and yeah, c3 attacking the bishop and the rook simultaneously. Queen f6. You don't have to spam, Manus. It's okay to type once. It's not. It's a competition of how long you can. It's a competition of stamina, not speed. Queen into f6 and c to b4. White to play. This one's easy. What? Queen f7. Oh wait, that was a previous one. Paras is right again. Queen h8. Yeah, this is not KBC. This is not the fastest fingers contest. So here, speed is not the priority. It's more about accuracy and survival. Yes, e4. Right. Rook into f3 is not the move here. You can just go e4 and win this piece. Quite simple. Okay, this one's also not too difficult. And so far, the chat has been on fire. We're done 26. Yes, 97. GB, Aryan Goswami, Paras, Arjit, Kavya, Srinivas, Nicholas, Midnight Gamer, Pranshav, Shrujit, Somaba, Manas, 97 check. Black has to go King H7 because if King H8, then this comes with a check. But the thing with King H7 is after knight into G6, Bishop into E3, knight into F8 comes with a check. So this check makes all the difference and the reason why white is winning in this position. This one's pretty easy again. Pretty easy. So go for it. Chat. Yeah, bishop h6. That's right. Correct answer. Right answer. This is made in 3. Made in 3. So see if you can type all 3 moves. Just the white moves are enough. But see if you can type all 3 moves. Leading to it. Well done, Paras. Yes, you typed the whole solution. So special shout out to you and Aryan Goswami as well. Cool. So we are moving towards 30, and this one's also ridiculously simple for most of you. Yeah, there you go. Paras with the fastest finger again. Arjit, Sumaba, Karan. Yeah, don't get distracted by Rook E2 because it can be met with bishop into F2 check. There's a discovered attack, discovered check. So that's not good for white. Instead, we go for queen c8 because you have to also defend the d7 square. If you go queen 8, the black king can escape from d7. So queen c8 is the move. Cool. Cool. Now we are at 30, and now some of the stronger. Uh, oh yeah, rook e2. That's just queen into e2. But queen into e2, then there's queen c8 checkmate midnight. So you have to play bishop into f2 and take the queen out to survive. Bishop into f2, king into f2, queen into e2, and that would be the right way to play. Chat is on fire. Chat is on fire, and now we have some of the stronger members joining us. The Honorable Nomno, Queen H6 check, Queen G6 check, and Rook into F7, and Queen into F7 with a completely winning position. All right, now black to play. Black to play, and I'm also going to turn on the slow mode so people don't spam. Yeah, first. Bishop e6. Oh, no, with a detailed answer. Bishop e6 is right, yes, for us. Attacking the queen as well as the g2 pawn. So we can take queen into g2. But now there's queen into e4. So now how do we continue? Yes, Paras. You got it right. Well done. Bishop into g2 and bishop into h1, gg. So after solving that long one, we are rewarded with a short one. Black to play. Yeah, bishop d5 was a key move in the previous puzzle. Yes, Paras, you got it right. Knight f3. This one was easy. This one is easy. Uh, you have to be careful not to play knight e2 because it allows the king to h2. So you go knight f3 and this is checkmate. And now what? White to play. It's white is a pawn down. Yeah, rook d5 followed by rook d7. You're right. And you have to take with this rook because taking with this rook allows a back rank checkmate. So rook d5, rook d7 check, and you take the queen and you win a piece. Okay, so the next one, black to play. Weird position. White has just played f4, which looks like a terrible move. Yes, Arya, yeah. E takes f4, quite simple. You just utilize this pin. Now bishop c4 attacks all these weak pawns. So how do we push that back? How do we defend? E takes f4, bishop c4, and now what? Yes, d5. Attacking the bishop and the knight. Bishop d3, and now we take f into g3. So c2 check, white to play. And there's only one more. Stockfish is, I think, Norwegian, but it's open source. Yeah, king c1, the only one. Queen d8, And now what? Here white has a nice move. Yes, Anunad. Well done. You nailed it. And Paras too. Knight into h5. So if black takes, then there's a rook g5 check. The black king has to move. Rook h5 check and rook h8 is checkmate. So queen into f6. And now after knight f6, it's a fork. Look at the sad, lonely king caught deep in the enemy territory. How do we mate it? Yeah, Suman, you're right. Rook f7. Rook f7 is the rook f7 is the move. Can't believe Chesscom India tweeted about this. Rook into e7. Rook into e7. Bishop into d3. And now king f7 would be the wrong move because king f7 you allow the white king to escape. Rook into e7, king into e7, king g7. The king comes, so you have to stop the king. You have to prevent the king. Rook into e7, rook into e7, bishop into d3, and now rook h7 is checkmate. Yes, you got it right. White to play. It's amazing how powerful the clickbait titles are. I mean, if it was a regular puzzle or survival title, I'm curious if Chesscom India would have tweeted about it or even noticed it. Thank you, Ritik. I know, right? But I think it's kind of fair to take out the moments where I was not doing anything. There was no action. I was just talking. So I don't think it's fair to count those moments too. I think we have to only count those moments where I made the moves. And that would give us a more accurate timing. Yeah, this one's tricky, no. Uh, but I do hope you're talking about the position. Yeah, Shiv Shomi is right, GB is right, Paras is right. So we have less right answers here. Knight c7, knight e6. Once we crossed 30. Okay, guys, pawn endgame. There are two pawns for white, three pawns for black. So black is actually a pawn up. But the difference is the black king is quite far away, whereas the white king is quite close to the black passed pawn. So we have to create a passed pawn which is outside of this square. And how do we create that? We create that by distracting this g7 pawn. You attack it. Now d2, so we have to come back one step. And now is the question. What should white play now? G takes f6, and what do we do now? Yes, you have to go g6. This is important because if you take the pawn, then the black king is in time to save. So it's important to go g6. And now, after b3 check, which pawn should we capture, or should we capture any of the pawns at all? Which pawn do we choose? Yes, king into d2, and now king c2. Stopping this pawn. King d5. Now how do we continue? Yes, Ritik and this too fast. Show me to g7, and it's a win. Okay, so this is the next one, white to play, and this one doesn't look all that easy to me. It's a two move combination, and white is a rook down. So you start with queen into f7 check, yeah, knight e7 and bishop f4. Shivshomi has got it, I think even before I did. You have to pin this rook so that this rook doesn't escape, and that is the key. And you set it up with queen into f7 check in the first place. So again, you get rewarded with an easy one now that you have solved a slightly complex puzzle. Yeah, queen f7 and queen h7. This was easy. So 41. Black to play, mate in 3. What do you mean, how is this 41? Yes, Shivshomi. Nailed it. Queen d4, queen d4 is checkmate. Now, not sure if I'm wearing my earphones the right way. Black to play and get an advantage in two moves. Yeah, again, Shivshomi is just too fast. Check. Queen d5, attacking the rook as well as threatening mate on h1. Now, it's not like white cannot defend. He can defend with queen c8 check. But then we just move the king, which is the only move. Queen d8 makes no sense. And now there's no way to prevent this. So white continues to keep giving checks. And now how do we finish it off? There's only one move, which convincingly finishes it off. Yes, Shiv. It's exactly f5. Because g6, it allows rook into f7 with a check. And uh, doesn't make sense to play something like rook d3 or queen d3. So we go f5. And finally, we win material. Cool. So now the next one. White to play. And it's mate in how many moves? Not sure. It's made in like 4 or 5 moves. Yeah. GPTish. Hi, Ganesh. Knight G5 check. Yeah, Shivam and Paras, they are on fire. Knight G5, King G8. King G8 is the accurate move. Although we force it to the King F8 position with Queen H7 check, Queen H8, and now Rook into G7 and Queen into G7. So it was made in 5 moves. Okay, E5, A4. Oh, I gave it away. Sorry about that. This pawn endgame is a bit tricky because the white king is also trying to win the race. So we bring the white king to f6 and then we give a check with a1 queen. We give this check at the right moment. So then what if a4 or d4 check? A4 d4 check, king d5, king f5, a3 e6, king d6, king f6, and that's not so clear, yeah. So a4 d4 check, we probably got to go king c6 and the king comes to e8 in time. So a4, if king f5, king d5, e6, king d6, king f6, and then you give a check with a queen. And yeah, now a3, e6, king d6, king f6, and a2, e7, a1, queen check, right? What if a3 and now d4 check? Also the same, king c6. So yeah, exactly sure. So a3, e6. Now we go king d6. The point being that once we have the king on f6, we give a check. Now White, black is a piece down. Black to play. So how do we continue? It's starting to get a bit harder, yeah. Yeah, it's bishop f4, king h3, rook h1, king g4, and now what? Bishop f4, king h3, yeah, rook h1, king g4. Now what? Okay, let's go to the position, yeah. It will be easier. Rook h1. Oh, wait. Bishop f4 and h5 first. Bishop f4 and h5 first. Damn, that's not a great place to get a strike. Bishop f4, h5 first, and then. But I thought rook h1, king g4, g5 wins. Okay, no worries. No worries. Yeah, it was h5 first. Ha, h5, knight f3, rook f3. Mihir was right. Yeah, this one is queen d4, king h1, queen g1, and it's a smaller mate. No, Jivitesh, I was not looking at your chat. I just calculated that one wrong. Yes, this is the legendary smaller mate. And the next one. So last one was quite easy. Now how do we go? And what's our target, guys? What's our target for this one? We are at 46 for 1 wicket. 2 wickets remaining. That's only a draw, no? Bishop d4 and queen f1. I'm not sure if I can go there. But bishop d4, king h1, queen f1, bishop f1. That's only a draw. Yeah, I think 69 is a fair target. Oh, 75. 75 is a bit far, I think. Solo. It's not easy to do it solo for such a long stretch, you know. I mean, I'm sure there are people proficient at it, like Robson, but I'm not a regular at Puzzle Rush. So if there was a panel, then yeah, that would make it easier. So yeah, Queen f6 and Bishop g5. I think that's correct. Rook into h3 now. No, not Bishop g5 now. Queen f6, Rook g8, then there was Bishop g5. Rook into h3, yes. Now Bishop into h3, Bishop into h3, and then what? Bishop into h3, Bishop into h3, Queen h8 check. King d7, I think we can take this with a check. And if King e7, then Bishop g5 was a move. So Queen into h3, and it's done. Now black to play. Black to play, and we are already at this point where I'm not seeing it in 1 second anymore. Where I'm taking time, being slow. Rook into h1, Bishop into h1, the g1 and the e1 squares are covered. So do we just go from king d8 with the idea of rook c8? Yeah, Paras, you got it. You guys are good at no king d7. The problem is bishop g2 and bishop h3 comes with a check. You have to go king d8, and Paras has got it. I don't think rook g8 makes much sense. I think it's rook into h1, bishop into h1, king d8. That sounds like it. And then if there's queen d2, then you go rook c8 anyway. Queen into e3, d into e3, rook c1 is unstoppable. So I think Paras is right. Now rook c8 takes, and there we go. Paras is like the puzzle rush champion of this chat. I think I'm number 2. All right, white to play. White to play, and let me turn off. Yeah, correct. Sure, sure. This one's easy, I think. Bishop f6, king f8, king h7. White has a rook down, so we gotta go and deliver a checkmate. So we start with a discard check, king f8. Now there's no way for the king to escape. So we go king h7 and rook g8 is checkmate. Cool. So next one. White to play, h5 check is a threat. And it's not going to be just a check, it's going to be a checkmate. If okay, it's not checkmate. H3 is white has king h3. Um, but it's going to be a pretty dangerous check. Here I'm giving plenty of time. I'm playing so slow. Knight 8 h5 check, no? Knight 8 does always h5 check. So yeah, rook h2. You have to first prevent the opponent from giving this check. Once it's prevented, you can either go knight 8 or knight f5. You have all the time. So sometimes you prevent. Also, rook h2, there's the idea of rook into h6 check, knight f5, and rook g7 checkmate. So you start with rook h2, and then you go for white's ideas. Rook into h5. And now I already gave it away. White to play and mate in 3. But let's see if you actually paid attention to me. Yes, rook h6 is the. Yes, midnight, you're true. What you're saying is completely true. Rook h6 check, knight f5, and rook g7 is checkmate. So you have to start with the protection first, and then you go for the mate. White to play. H1 queen is a threat. E6 what if H1 queen? Then what? This one's not easy. Queen H1 is too much of protection. It makes your queen inactive then. Queen 8, there is a queen H3 check, no? Queen H3 check, how are we going to defend against? I think that is a. Then we just go king D2, yeah? So I think this should be the answer. Queen A8, queen H3 check, king D2, but then rook F8. Then there's rook F8. E6, yeah, E6 if H1 queen, then there's queen E5 check. E6 what if queen H3 check? Then king D2, right? Then if queen D3 check, queen into D3, C into D3, E into F7. Uh, king into F7, rook H8. Is it making sense, chat? The arrows. It has to be E6. It's not queen A8. At least this we are clear with, I think. Because queen A8 allows queen H3 check. and we can just eliminate it. It's called the process of elimination. So we start with e6, queen h3 check, and king d2 is important because that's the only square where you're not allowing any check on g2. And yeah, let's go for it. We take this, and now into f7, the only move. h1 queen, f8 queen check, and if king into f7, then we have rook h8. Cool. This is how you solve a position right from the start without moving the pieces, visualizing them all in your head. Black to play, and black is a pawn down. So what do we do? Queen e3. I was thinking knight g4, h3, queen g3, hg, queen e3 check, king h1, and now rook into f1. But no, queen h2 is not going to work. Yeah, Shiv has got it. Shiv has nailed it. Bishop d5. Knight g4, h3, queen g3, hg4, bishop d5. That's the right answer. Once Shiv typed it, I instantly saw it too. So knight g4, threatening checkmate here. White cannot defend with knight f3 because then you just take the knight. So knight g4, h3, you take queen into g3 with the idea of queen h2, forcing h into g4. And here is the important move, bishop d5. It's a strong move. Not so obvious because initially you're looking at direct forcing moves, but they are not always the best way to go. It's about okay. I think I'm going a bit overboard. If I have this massive filter, and I don't always say the things that comes in my mind. But if I lose that filter, I don't know how long my channel would last. It would be so 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 different. Everything. I got the answer for this one. This is actually quite nice. Black to move, and it takes about two moves. Queen b7 check. The white king kind of marches forward, but it's a good try. Yes, Shiv Shomi has got it. You have to go queen d7 check, king e4, queen c6 check, queen into c6. The point is you want to try and get your queen to c6. So queen d7 check, queen c6 check, h1 queen check, and queen into c6, and queen into c8. 53, black to play. I think this one's not too difficult. So king c7, rook b5, and now what? Just rook f2, yeah? Yeah, king c7, rook b5. And now I think just rook f2 is game over, right? Then rook a1 is a mate threat. So king b1. Now what? Just bishop into b3 then. No, you have to, I think, yeah, king c7, rook b5, rook f2, king b1. Now what? Bishop into b3, then I move my bishop, bishop f5. I think you mean bishop e4 check, nom nom, but then I'll just take rook into e4. Nilesh, that's brutally honest and a very relatable. Bishop e4 when? Yeah, that's also a good question. What about bishop f5 instead of. But then after rook a1 check, bishop b1, bishop into b3, that bishop will be lost. If that makes sense. Like someone was asking king c7, rook b5, rook f2, what if bishop f5, then rook a1 check, bishop b1, and with this spin, that bishop is bound to be lost sooner or later. So bishop into b3 and bishop e2. So king c7, rook b5. Now what? Yeah, king c7, king b1, rook f2. I think it's all the same thing. Rook b5. I think that should be the position. We are reaching more or less by force. And I'm thinking that there should be something here. Rook b2, king c1, rook c2, king b1, bishop into b3, bishop f5. No, the thing is, king c7 is forcing, because rook b5, you're attacking both the pieces. So king c7, rook b5. Anshika, no one has any clue with what's going on with chess anymore, including me. It's got to this point where it's not easy for me either. But that's the point. Ah, Paras, genius. King c7, rook b5, bishop e4. But okay, I mean, maybe we are going, guys. King c7, rook b5, rook a1 check. King d2, rook f2, king e3, rook f3, king e2, rook a2. I think that's the way to go. What do you think? Chat, what do you think? King c7, rook b5, rook a1 check, king d2, rook f2, king e3, rook f3, king e2, rook a2 check, king d1, bishop b3 check, king c1, bishop e4. There's just rook into e4, rook f1 check, king into a2. It's not checkmate. King c7, rook b5, bishop e4, just bishop f5. Yeah, I think it has to be king c7, rook b5, rook a1, king d2, rook f2, uh, king e3, and let's go for it. Nothing will happen. Rook a2, king d1, and I'm not totally sure if I'm able to finish it off there, but let's try. It has to be rook f2 check, and now it's rook into e1, rook into d5, rook d1 check, and in the end we are a rook up. Yes. So that's typically how you do these complex tactics. Now white to play, and we don't have any pieces, guys. It's just the king and the queen. So we really gotta do this. It's mate in 4. Yeah, Shiv, show me. You're right. Queen e6, king b5. Yeah, this one was easy after the previous one. Anyone else chat? Yeah, queen e6, king b5. And now not queen d5 check. You have to take this first because we need to give the b5 square for the queen. So first this, and king c4 is impossible. Queen d5 check and queen d5. It's made in 5 actually. Black to play. Made in 2. How is this such easy puzzles appearing after we had such a hard one earlier, where it took us all several minutes? But yeah, the important takeaway in that one where we were getting stuck is we found something and then we found problems. Now, what people constantly say is persevere, winners don't quit, quitters never win, blah, blah, blah. But the thing is, when something isn't working out, it's quite okay to pause it and then go back and see if something else is working. This is really important. It's very important to have this flexibility, not to get fixated saying that this is the way. Yes, guys, there's a bishop here. I also didn't see it at first, but I saw it later. So bishop h3, king g1, knight f3 is not the answer. Yeah, 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 I know. There's a bishop on a8. So you have to insert a move first. Bishop h3, king g1, and now there is a strong move. Actually, I haven't figured this out yet. I haven't figured this out. I missed the bishop on a8, like all of us. It has to do with something with knight g4, but yeah, bishop h3, king g1, rook e1, knight e1, knight g4, there's bishop f3. So that doesn't work. Bishop h3, king g1. If we start with rook e1, knight e1, knight g4, which if we start with knight g4 directly, then also it doesn't work because uh, rook f1. Ah, then there's rook g2, bishop g2, knight e2 mate. Guys, yeah, yeah, sure. So bishop h3, king g1, and here knight f3 is not working because this bishop captures the knight. So bishop h3, king g1. We if we take this and play knight g4 with the idea of knight e2 checkmate, then there's bishop f3. So we go bishop h3, king g1. We start with knight g4, preventing this king from escaping to f2. The if the knight moves, then there's rook into e1 checkmate, and if the rook moves, then there's rook g2 and knight e2. This is brilliant. Knight g4, and now, yeah, this was not easy. This was not easy. I didn't see the bishop on a8 at first. My bad. But this rook f1 was where I was stuck initially, and then I saw this rook g2 and knight e2. This is beautiful. This is beautiful, isn't it? Chat. The beauty in repetition. Someday you might, Aryan. How do you play this in the faster time controls? You become good. You become good at tactics, so you become faster. You find all these things very fast when your proficiency increases. Just like how you started reading words faster in the English language. Imagine where you were when you started out. You were like CARD card, and there were a bunch of things you didn't know at that time. And then now you can just read a whole paragraph instantly. You can read pages and pages of words and sentences instantly. Chess is very similar. Yeah, Paras. That's the right answer, I guess. But knight f5, I was wondering what happens after knight into f6 check. Did you see knight into f6 check? Knight f5, queen f4, there's knight into h4. Bishop c4 check, king h8, it doesn't matter. Queen f4, knight h4, queen into h4, queen d4 check. And knight f5, knight into f6 check, then what? Rook into f6, bishop into f6, queen into f6, queen f4, and then finally there's queen b2 check, right? Yeah, there's queen b2 check. And if queen d2, then there's queen d4 check. So it is knight f5 after all. Knight f6 check. So this is a very important aspect of strength. When you see knight f5, not a lot of people saw knight into f6 check, and figuring out what the best move is for the opponent. And the queen into f6, the problem is bishop into f6, knight into e3. Oh yeah, queen into f6 also works, I guess. In fact, I think queen into f6 might be better. It might be stronger because rook into f6, it's actually not clear. Bishop into f6, queen into f6. There was this queen into b2 check, but maybe white has a defense here. Queen into f6 looks a lot simpler. So queen into f6, I guess, should be the move here. Bishop into f6 and knight into e3. But then I wonder what's wrong with rook into f6. Bishop into f6, queen into f6. Uh, maybe just queen f3. And then queen into b2 check, bishop e2. Yeah, you're right. Queen f3, queen b2, bishop e2, and the a8 rook is hanging. So queen into f6, bishop c4 check, now just king h8. And this pin wins it. Nice. Loose pieces drop off LPDO. Yeah, bishop e2 allows queen d4, I guess something else. But never mind. No, I don't think the chat is cheating because only one person is finding the right answer. And yeah, I saw this. I saw rook into f3, b into a5, knight e4, bishop g2, knight into g5. But then I was wondering about what are the other options after rook into f3. Like there's bishop g2, there's knight d2. So rook f3, what if bishop g2? Rook f5, bishop into b7. Manas, the e3 rook is attacked, so knight e4 would lose the rook. Once again, protection first. Always start with the protection and then look for other things. Otherwise, you could get into trouble. Loose pieces drop off. Sorry, Akshat, but are the arrows helping or not? Yes, LPDO means loose pieces drop off, which is why don't try not to keep them loose wherever you can help it. Okay, so it has to be rook into f3. This is the first move because the rook is attacked. Where else can the rook go? Yeah, bishop g2. And now again, I think it has to be rook f5 because again, other moves it doesn't make sense. The rook is attacked. We have to move the rook, and we have to move it to a place where it attacks white piece. Rook f5, bishop into b7, rook into g5, b into a5. It's not clear actually to me why black is better. It's knight c6 here. It's knight c6 here, right? The move is knight c6, isn't it? Chat. See, rook f5, bishop into b7, rook into g5, bishop into a8, and it's equal material. So we have to. Oh wait, you already put that in chat. Sorry, sure. I think I should just see your moves first and then try to solve. You're just faster than me. Yeah, I missed it. I missed it. I missed it in the chat. Knight c6 is really strong. And knight d4 check. And the point is in the end, This G5 bishop gets hit. Well done. Now rook e1, king h2, rook h1, king into h1, queen f1, king h2, and knight g3 should win, I guess. Oh wait, knight g3, there's rook d1. So rook g3, rook e1 check. I'll slow it down. King h2, rook into h1, king into h1, uh, queen f1, king h2, knight g3. Then there's rook d1. No, sure. So rook g3. No, but rook g3. Then there's queen d5. So what is it after rook e1, king h2, rook h1, king h1, queen f1 check, king h2. Now rook g3, queen a2 d5. You can just take on c3. So rook g3. How can you get queen e5? The queen is on f1, no? Ghosty, I'm putting it out to the entire chat. Now everyone knows my capacity. Rook g3, rook d1, rook into f3, rook into f1, and finally the c3 knight is hanging. So rook e1 check, rook into h1, queen f1 check, and now rook g3. Once again checking. Queen into d5, rook into c3. That should win, I guess. Everything is hanging. And knight g3 is a mistake because of rook d1. Rook g3, rook into f3, rook into f1, rook into c3, and it's GG. Cool. We are at 59, 10 short of the magic number. This one should be some knight f2 at the beginning, and then g6. Knight f2 to distract the knight, knight into f2, g6, f into g6, f7. Now we are going to this point where it gets ridiculously hard, and I'm just flexing. Yeah, I think so too, sure. I started chess after Olympiad, and now I'm at the level where I can do up to 45 in this. I think it's really good. It's really, really good, Rohit. Kudos to you. Why not f into g3 in the previous puzzle? Because h into g3 check and you lose the queen. So knight f2 and now g6. Now you have to take g into f7. You cannot play g7 because of knight into f6. So g into f7 and what if knight into f6 now? Actually, I should have seen this one before making the move. I think we have to play d7 first. D7, bishop into d7, g into f7. Yeah, d7 is important. Paras and Shiv show me. Because if you understand this one chat, if you start with g into f7, knight into f6, f8 queen, then there's knight d7 check, attacking both the king on b8 and the queen on f8. And if you play something like g7, then knight into f6 covers the g8 square. This bishop covers the d7 square, so white would lose. So we have to play d7 first, get this bishop onto d7, and then take g into f7. So the d7 square is on the way. There's no knight d7 check fork. So d7, g into f7, and f8 queen. All right, we reached 60 together. How long are we going to last? One mistake, one stupid mistake, silly mistake. But that's typical in life. We quite often we solve the harder ones and we fall to the silly mistakes. So this one's I think about black has more material. Black is a piece of, so it's about defense, protection, and f7 is a threat. F7, f8. So I'm guessing the moves rook a f8. That's the first thing that comes to my mind. Rook a f8, f7, rook g7. Yeah, a3 is possible, but f7, f8. Why do we need to allow that? Why not just play rook f8? But we have to watch out for f7, rook g7, rook f6. That is important. So f7 and rook f6. This is the white's threat here, and this point is quite vulnerable. So how do we defend against that? Guys, it's not that my favorite word is protection. It's just that it's important. Otherwise, the position gets lost. What do you mean, Paras? Rook f8, f7. You cannot push a3, a2. It's a lot of pressure on me, Swam, but I'll try. Yes, exactly. Protection is very, very important, and it gets catastrophic if you overlook it. Exactly. Nimzovich wrote a book back in 1920 when he emphasized so much on overprotection, in fact. And I, on the other hand, I'm trying to keep things lighter, so I'm emphasizing only on protection and not overprotection. I think a3 might be the right way to go here. You have to give up f7, queen a4 check, king d2, and maybe just give up this. I think I remember solving this one in the airport while going to bike with Arjun, and I think we had a similar position, but I don't remember what the. Okay, maybe guys. No, never mind. How do we protect this f6 square? How do we protect this g6 pawn? It's all about this. Is it queen 8 at some point? I don't think so. Seems a bit too slow. Like rook a8, f7, rook g7, rook f6, queen e8, rook into g6, bishop e4, rook into g7 check. And if knight d5, then also. Guys, this one's hard. I might need to phone a friend. I might need to phone a friend and ask Arjun. Yeah, it looks like a3 is the move. But then what? Maybe it's a3, f7, rook g7, f8, rook into f8, rook into f8, queen a4 check, and then a2. It feels like a3, but these are the situations where you could make a mistake when you're not sure and you make a move which feels like. But this is chess, not life, and it's important to um, solve completely before making a move. Don't make a move before you're totally sure. Yeah, that doesn't feel right. No, Dashrathi, that's the big mistake we do in life, Move first, think later, and then it has disastrous consequences, yes. Yeah, I think it's better to move only after you're sure. That's true. So, does the chat consent on that? That we make a move only after we are completely sure? Yeah, queen c1 instead of queen a1. It just doesn't feel right to me, that direction. So what are the moves that we can? So it's important to go wide before going deep. So we have a3, we have rook f8, and within rook f8, after f7, rook g7, rook f6, we have problems. Queen a8, Rook into G6. Uh, me too, sure. After knight d5, there's bishop into a5. But a3, f7, and now what? Okay, so let's continue, no? Queen a4 check, king d2. Let's continue. Now the chat has become too excited. Guys, don't get distracted in wordplay. Uh, a2, f into g8, rook into g8. Does he have to? But it has to be a3 and queen a4, right? Should we go a3 first? f7, queen a4 check, king d2. Yeah. Could it be some 8 a1 queen in the end? Maybe let's just go for it, yeah? Maybe let's just go for a3, f7, queen a4 check, and then c. Yeah, I also don't see any other option apart from a2. So if I'm wrong, I'll just blame the chat, okay? Not my mistake that we didn't get to 69. a3, uh, f7, queen a4 check, king e2, and then rook f8. Chat, please, shall we go? Okay, let's go. Yeah, a3, f7. At least we know a3 is the first move. Now, again, we are at crossroads. Queen a4 check, or a2, or rook f8. If everyone is sure, then make a move. That's a level of consent which I'm not sure uh, we can do in on a stream. But we'll try. We'll try. Queen a4 check. Also hungry. I didn't expect the stream to go for this long. Guys, now what is the move? Queen a4 check. I don't see the point of rook f8 now because then there's f into g8 coming as a check. So it's either rook g7 or a2 or queen a4 check. Should we go queen a4 check? It feels like queen a4 check. It feels like queen a4 check. Because rook g7 isn't the rook f6 in any case. But then we go a2, yeah? Yeah, maybe it's rook g7. But what's the point of... I really like this move queen a4 check. It's a very human move. It's a kind of move you'd make in a game just to give our opponent the options. The more options the opponent has, the higher chances they make a mistake. The paradox of choice. But queen a4 check, what if it's wrong? I have a feeling it's rook g7. It has to be rook g7 at some point. Question is whether we start with queen a4 check or we go rook g7 first. Why rook g7 first? Yeah, you're right, sure. It's not really a threat. Yeah, rook g7, queen a4 check, and a2 are candidates. And although rook g7 is not a threat, So let's look at them one by one, yeah, because without calculation in chess, we can't really get anywhere. So let's look at what happens after rook g7. Rook g7, what if I take rook into g6? But it's never working. Rook into g6, rook f6, and then there's always queen e4 check and queen c2. So it's a very useful backup to have. And I think you're right, Shiv. Queen a4 check probably won't harm anything. No harm ever came from a check. Yes, rook g7, they can do f8 queen. Then we capture it. Rook into f8, rook into f8. And then black has solved the major problems in the position. So then black starts pushing his pawn. And we win the game. I don't think it's going to be a2 because a2 allows f into g8 check. Rook into g8 is the only move to protect g6. Then we go rook f7 check, king h8, and queen c1. So I think we can eliminate this, the process of elimination. We can we can eliminate a2. It's not a2. Rook g f8, the problem is queen into g6 check. This rook is protecting the g6 pawn. So if we move this rook, then the g6 pawn gets hit. So yeah, a2 is ruled out. So since a2 is ruled out, uh, now the question is whether we start with queen a4 check or rook g7. Rook g7 is rook g5. So queen a4 check, it comes anyway, no? King d2, rook g7, rook g5, and then queen c2 check. We need to have this queen c2 check. Uh, so then the question is, what's the difference actually, starting with rook g7 or the other move, queen a4 check? What's the difference? There will only be a difference if there is a check. I don't understand what you're saying, Dashrathi. Yeah, that's the point. Queen a7 check, king c1, yeah? And now bishop e4 is there. Sankalp. King c1, there's always bishop e4. Queen into e4, knight e2 check. So then should we go rook g7 first or... this is such a paradox, man. Yeah, check is mostly a solution in Puzzle Rush. Queen a4 check. Shall we go for queen a4 check, chat? What do you say? Shall we go for it? Do I have your consent? Make your voice heard. According to checks captures threats rule, check should be answered. Queen a4. Go with my gut. I hate this. But chat, come on, help me out. I can't decide this by myself. Rook g7, my reasoning is there is rook g5. Queen a4 check, king d2. Yeah, queen a4 check. Oh no! It was rook g7, I guess. Damn. This is going to be hard. We have only one life left. Damn. Why is queen a4 check wrong? That was ridiculously hard, man. It's so unfair. So unfair. This is so unfair. That stupid mistake is going to cost us. This is so addictive, yeah, so fun. Do you guys think so as well? Okay, now, yeah, this one I thought it's rook a8. So much hard work. Can I see it? Like right now? Or do I have to wait till the end of it? I think I have to wait till I end this before. Shiv is unrelenting. There's still hope, guys. There's still hope. We can still reach the magic number. This was not easy, guys. The previous one was not easy. I don't think having more people would have also helped. Wow, Harshal. Rook A8. Yeah, I'm so disappointed that I don't even feel like making a move. Total tilt. Yeah. And now what? Queen A5. Queen A5, Rook A1. Bishop A3. No, that wouldn't make sense. World record in this is 342, really? Mind blowing. I think it's Queen C6, Rook A1, Knight D7. And I don't see a difference. Yeah, you have to start with Queen C6. Because if you start with Knight D7, then Queen C2. So Queen C6, Rook A1, Knight D7. Direct Knight D7, that's Queen C2. So you get white in a pin first, and then Knight D7. Then there's Knight B6, right? Thank you, Manas. And now Rook into A4. And we win this piece. Rook G1 check. What's the move, chat? This and everyone can suggest. Rook G1 check. Black to play. This one's easy. इसमें मेरा ज़्यादा expertise नहीं है, so I'm out. Guys, come on! This puzzle is made for you guys. See, you're all telling that expertise, I mean, level is too high, so they came up with this puzzle. Black to play. Come on, chat, make your presence felt. Queen G5. Imagine if someone from outside is looking at my stream and look, chat, what impression you're giving about yourself. Yeah, King H8. Queen H6. Now comes the actual complexity. Now also Queen G5 is a move. But could it be Knight C1 check? Rook C1, Queen D3, King E1, Queen E4. Yeah, I think it's Knight C1 check. But Knight C1, what if King E1? So this is Knight C1 check, but King E1. Then do we go some Rook G8? Or is it F3 check? Rook G8 is simple, yeah? Rook G8 is just simple, but Rook G8, Rook into G8, I think it goes out by process of elimination. Queen into G8, Queen, then Rook G. Oh no. Then Queen F6 check, Queen G7, takes, Bishop to C4. And how many pawns do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So white is a pawn up. Yeah, I think before Rook J8, there has to be one insertion. I was thinking F3. So there are three options. Once again, we go wider before we go deep. There's knight c1 check, after which there's king e1. There is f3 check, and then there's rook g8. We have these three contenders. F3 check, I was thinking white will go king f1 to the safety, and then it's stronger. Then rook g8 is stronger. First of all, it allows you the option of rook into g8, king into g8, and second, yeah. So I think it's f3. F3 king f1 is a much improved version for rook g8 for sure. And any other move like f3 king e3, then we hit them with checks. No, f3 king e3, then what? Yeah, if king f1 is forced, then it's a better version. But what if just king e3? Ah, okay. Queen b6, king f3, queen into f2. I missed queen into f2 at first. And f3, king into f3, there's knight e5. So f3 check. And now rook g8 is the only move. There's literally no other move in this position. Dashrathi is just a better version. Rook g8 is not wrong as such, but rook into g8, uh, queen into g8, the only move. Because if king into g8, then there's rook g1 check. So when you play f3 check, king f1, quite simply you're covering this rook g1. And here you can just go rook g8, rook into g8, king into g8, bishop into c4, knight e5. Yeah. Now we take with the king, right? Because queen into g8, queen f6 check, queen g7, queen g7, king g7. It's also not bad. Bishop into c4, but I feel like king into g8 is better. Bishop into c4, and actually now we can even go rook b2, I guess. What's a chat? Is that the answer? King g8, bishop into c4, rook b2, and then GG, right? Rook d1. Feel so scared to make a move here. Yeah, it became the Discord GC. Thanks, Anshika. Now just c into b3, right? Yes, guys, we are at 62. 7 more to go. 7 more to go, chat. Are we going to do it? Will we do it? Can we do it? This one seems like rook into h4 check, king g2, queen c6 check, because I want to have the option of queen c2. And f3, queen c2, rook f2, rook h2, king into h2, queen into f2. Isn't it? Isn't it, chat? Yeah, rook h4, king g2, queen c6. That's what I was also thinking. Yeah, this seems easy, right? That's the thing about life. When something seems easy, then it feels wrong. Yeah, 420 likes, 69 question solved. That's where we're heading towards. Let's go for it, chat. Hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Rook h4, king g2, queen c6, f3, queen c2, rook f2, rook h2. Shall we go for it? Yeah, that one. Went well. Unusually well. Yeah, it's forced. Forcing things are so much easier to solve. And this one is what? Bishop into a7. If b2, then bishop c5, king a2, a7. That wins. So bishop into a7, bishop f8 is the move we have to look at. So that bishop into a7, bishop f8, and now bishop d4. Bishop b4 check, king d3. Bishop a7, bishop f8, bishop d4, b2, a7. Yeah, this is getting real close. Yeah, and only bishop into a7 makes sense because, yeah, bishop f8, bishop d4. I mean, how else? It doesn't make sense to give a check and go. So now bishop d4 is possible, bishop b6 is possible. What's the difference? Ah, so bishop d4, bishop b4 check, king d3. You want to cover this. Cool. The only move. Now we just take this because b1 queen is a threat. King c2, king a2, bishop into b2, bishop c5 is less clear. So we give a check and his son. Thank you, Miscellaneous. Thank you. All right, guys, 64. Just five more to go. Just five more to go. Can we do it, chat? Are we going to do it? Are you going to help me do it? Are we going to get that together? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Come. So should we just take knight into h3, bishop into h3, queen into h3, queen into d1, queen into g3, king h1, and rook f2, rook d8 check, bishop f8. That looks winning, no? Oh yeah, 64 is a magical number by itself. Certified genius. You're right. I know, right, Muddy? I have to help myself, but external help also helps here. I can assure you that. Knight into h3, bishop into h3, queen into h3, queen into d1, queen g3 check, king h1, rook f2, rook d8, bishop f8. If you take bishop into e5, I'll take queen into e5. My queen is on g3. Should we go for it? Should we go for it, chat? Chat, help. Yeah, I know. 3 minutes and 5 minutes are not good, which is why I didn't do it on stream. I do it offline. So should we go for it? Should we go for it, chat? Knight h3 check. Why? Why should I wait? Chasing clouds. Let's go for it, no? It feels so right. Oh, Queen G2. This is uh, not the most worrying line. And now, how do we continue? Should we? We can just go Queen F5. That's a nice move. Queen H5 looks good to me. This is so winning, actually. This feels so winning. Isn't queen h5 just winning? This is kind of nah. Rook f1 check doesn't work. White just takes queen f1. This is so annoying. These kind of situations because everything looks winning and it's not easy to find which one it is. Queen g4 I like. Queen h5 I don't mind. Queen f5 is also possible. I guess queen into g2 also wins. With bishop f3 check and some bishop e2. So chat, which one is it? Should we end on 64? Should we just end it here and try 69 the next stream? 69 seems hard, guys. I guess this is the point where I last till here. I don't know. I don't know if it's queen h4 or queen h5 or queen g4. It seems random because uh, because both of them looks like it's winning, and this puzzle rush will say only one is winning. Queen h5, maybe there's rook d7. Yeah, maybe it's queen g4. What do you think, Sankalp? Okay, queen g4 or queen h5. Chat. At least help me decide that. I felt queen h5 because this rook d7. Daksh, you want to end the stream or what? Yeah, I feel it's queen h5, but sorry, I feel it's queen g4, but chat help me decide. Help, chat, help! Queen g4 or queen h5? It's your decision. The more numbers, I'll go for that. And I'm as clueless as you in this one, so you don't have to worry about being wrong. I don't think it's g4. Queen h5 also threat just bishop e2, yeah? And it just feels winning to me. G4 doesn't feel like it. Queen G4, Queen H5. Yeah, Queen H5, I thought if Rook D7 might be an additional threat, you know, the idea of Rook into G7. Okay, let's try and think in this position and try to finish it off logically. So Queen F5, what I want is Bishop G4 and Bishop. Maybe it's just Queen F5, guys. Queen F5 looks ridiculously strong to me. Queen F5 with the idea of Bishop G4 and Bishop H3. And both Rook D7 and Rook E6 are prevented. Queen F5 looks winning to me. And if this doesn't win, then I think it's a problem with Puzzle Rush. Queen F5, I just don't see any defense for white. It just completely lost. Queen F5, Bishop G4, Bishop H3. No defense. Everything is under control. Queen F5, King H2, then I'll just go G4. Ha, Bishop G4, Bishop H3, you're saying Queen E2. Yeah, makes sense. Queen F5, Knight C7. Bishop F3, that's Queen H2. bishop g4, queen g2, and after bishop g3 there is. So actually, this is an instructive puzzle because many times in such winning positions, we get careless thinking that anything wins, but it requires precision. And this is why people struggle to convert because this is part of the reason. Because they think that anything wins, they don't exert that effort, which they do when the position is more difficult, and they end up playing suboptimal moves. So here we have to try and understand how to create threat as the black. But queen g4, what's the follow-up? What if I play rook e6? Yeah, knight c7, knight e6 is annoying. What if I come queen c8? Could it be queen c8 here? Okay, but then this is rook c6. Queen g4, knight c7, bishop f3, queen h2. This is an S-ranked mission. Hey, I found out something. Guys, I found out something. I found out something. Queen f5 it is. Queen f5, knight c7, bishop f3. You have to go queen h2, right? And now bishop h1. This is winning, right? Queen f5, knight c7, bishop f3, queen h2, bishop h1. That has to be winning. But then what if queen f2? Exactly. Queen f5, knight c7, bishop f3. What if queen f2? G4, then he defends it with queen h2. Yeah, bishop f3, queen f2. And if queen h3, then queen h2. Queen f1 check, this king into f1. Yeah, for me the pay is the love of the chat. It's not the money. को पैसा नहीं चाहिए, इज्जत चाहिए. Why not bishop? Queen f5. First move g4 you're saying, with the idea of, but g4 what's the threat? Nickel, we are not piece up, it's equal material. That doesn't mean you don't super chat or something. I'm just saying, I say, but in any case, you can hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. What was your line, Sankalp? I didn't see it. Queen g4, knight c7, bishop f3, followed by bishop e2. Looks good, looks good, looks good. Queen g4, knight c7, bishop f. Wait, let me put the arrows. Queen g4, knight c7, bishop f3, and then bishop e2. And the difference is the queen is not getting it. Shall we go for it, guys, then? Shall we go for queen g4? Shall we go for it? Guys, let's go for it. Shall we? Shall we go for queen g4 and bishop f3? Chat, again, I require your consent before I make the move. Cool. Yes! Teamwork. Sankalp OP in the chat. But let's first solve this first. Just bishop e2 now? Or do we start with bishop f3 and then go bishop e2? I think bishop f3 first. Or should we go bishop e2 first? Bishop f3 or bishop e2? Bishop f3 or bishop e2? Bishop f3 or bishop e2? Guys, wait. Before we go Sankalp OP, let's finish this off. Varna point in I. Bishop f3 or bishop e2? Bishop f3 or bishop e2? Oh wait, there's rook b8, yeah? Rook b8 is a threat anyway. Good one. I am kind of... It has to be bishop f3, queen h2, and now bishop h1 wins. Right? Bishop f3, queen h2, bishop h1. King into h1, there's rook f1 check. Yeah, bishop f3, queen h2, and now bishop h1. Oh, look. Paras has this amazing line. Bishop f3, queen f2, bishop e2, there's bishop into e5. Rook into f2, there's rook b8. So, bishop f3, bishop e2 is also not clear. You have to go bishop h1. Bishop f3 and bishop h1 is the way, I guess. Yeah, bishop f3 and bishop h1. Anyway, I don't see another move, so I think I'll go for bishop f3. And now is it bishop h1 or bishop g2? Bishop g2 is also valid, by the way. Huh? Queen into g2, queen d1, king h2. Maybe it's not valid because I think bishop h1 is only... Bishop e2, bishop into e5 is brilliant. Also, Paras Hopi in the chat. So we go bishop h1, queen f8, bishop into f8, bishop e5, king g8, king into h1, and then I think we just collect this with a check and take the b6 rook or something. Shall we go? Shall we go bishop h1? Shall we, chat? Shall we? Again, consent. Please. Not enough, yes. More people. Cool. Let's go. Yes! That was an amazing puzzle. That was so hard. That was high level. 3491, the rating of that puzzle. 4 more to go. Should we just push and give a check? Yeah, now is the time for Sankalp OP. Go for it. Don't shorten it to SOP because then it becomes a standard operating procedure. Write the full name, Sankalp OP. Yep. You didn't understand it, Aryan. I tried to explain it so slowly. B4, king e4, king c4, king e3. Sorry, Chan. Ujjwal, don't read books. Just play chess, solve puzzles. And Yeah, B4, king E4, king C4, king E3, king C3, G5, B3, G6, B2, G7, B1 queen, G8 queen, and it's a draw. Huh, king E3, king C3, then G5 first. How is it easy? I'm not saying it should. B4, king E4, king C4, king E3. How is it easy? King D4, then white starts pushing, no? King D4, G5, B4, G6, B3, G7, B2, queen, queen check, king F6. It's a draw. B4, okay, it's B4, king E4, not king C4. You have to go B3 first. Right. King D3, king B4, G5, king A3, G6, B2. This is a winning one. B4, king E4, king C4 is wrong. Then king E3. This is the puzzle. And now B2, king A2, and it wins. Did you understand that one, chat? Or was it too much? Thank you, Moriarty. Thank you so much. We are so close to 420. Are we going to reach 420 first or 69 first? Is the question. We are a piece up right now. Rook G2. What do you think of Rook G2, chat? Yeah, 420 has to come first. That gives a motivation to hit 69. Rook G2, Rook to G6, Rook to D6. Or is it just capturing this bishop? This seems like a normal position from a game, and I find it very complex. And uh, yeah, I'm truly unfiltered today. I think it's C5, the answer. Covering queen b6 and playing rook into d6. Shiv, no, don't go. Without you, there is no one else in the chat who can help me. Without you and Sankalp. Yeah, c5 rook h8, I thought it could be prevented with knight g4. Nah, I don't like knight f1. It feels like rook g2. Rook g2, it has to be first. And then we can play c5 if required. Or c. But rook g2, what if black just ignores? What if black goes queen h4? Rook to g6, king f7. Then we are not really defending anything, right? So maybe it's knight g2. Yeah, I think it was too fast, but on the other hand, I had to speed up a bit. Knight g2, rook h8, rook f1 would lose to bishop g3. A tough position, guys. Puzzle rush after 60 puzzles, it's not easy. It's grandmaster level. Yes, Sarsh, that's a target for tonight. Okay, chat, come on, let's think, let's think, let's think. Let's get this done. Let's solve this. We are so close to 420. Let's get this done. Rook G2. Rook G2, my problem is Queen H4. Rook D G6, King F7, and that looks lost to me. The rating of the last puzzle was 3485. King F1, Rook H1 check. King F1 is not the. We have to evacuate the king. Uh, we have to. That's one important thing. There is the threat of Rook H8. There is the threat of Queen H4, and these are the threats that exist in this position. If we can just run away with the king, we would do that. Yeah, knight G2 is the other move I thought of. Knight G2, Rook H8. Rook G2, Queen H4, Rook D6. That is smart. That is smart, Yash. So is it Knight G2 or Rook G2? This is confusing, no? It feels like Rook G2 to me. Knight G2 feels a bit too. Oh, guys. Knight G2 is this mate, no? Rook H1, King H1, Rook H8. It's not. It doesn't work. Knight G2, but yeah, Rook F8. I think Knight G2 we can eliminate. After Rook F8, it should lose. It's not this mate. Anastasia mate, right? But after Rook H8, it looks lost. So let's start with Rook G2. And what's a chat? Shall we start with Rook G2? Rook G2 feels like the defensive construction because then even if Queen H4, Queen H1 comes in, we have King F2 and King F1. Now Rook G2, the only question is what of Rook H8? Yeah, what of Rook H? Has Ashil asked. But I think that should be taken care of. There seems to be a lot of promising options there. Rook D6 check, King F7. Rook G2 Polama. Nice. Nah, Rook D6 doesn't work for us. Then Black just takes it back. Rook G2, Rook H8. We can play something like Knight G4 or yeah, Rook G2, Rook H8. I was thinking Rook G6 check, King F7, Queen G2, Rook H1 check, King F1, Rook H2, and this doesn't look totally clear, but it feels like winning. Rook G2, Rook H8, Rook G6 check, King F7. Yeah, Rook G5 we don't mind. We are a piece up. Then we just go Knight G4. Rook G2, Rook H8, Knight F5 is possible. We'll just go for Rook G2 and Rook H8 we'll figure out. Yeah. What say chat? Yeah, Ishan is right for once. Let's go. Rook G2. Shall we go, chat? Shall we go? Let's try. Yeah, Rook G2, Rook H8. We are at this point, and now we have to find the correct move. I think it's Rook G6, King F7, Queen G2, Rook H1, and just Queen into H1. That is winning. takes everything, queen h4, king g2, queen h2, king f1. Sorry, rook g6, king f7, queen g2, protecting both the h1 square and creating threats with rook g7 check. And if rook h1, then we just take, everything gets traded, queen h4 check, king g2, queen h2 check, king f1, and now we can bring the rook back. So this feels like it. Let's go. Yeah, rook g6 check, king f8, king f8 he goes. Rook h1 and rook h2 is mate. So I think we have to go queen g2. I don't see any other move. Do you see any other move, chat? But queen g2, there's rook h2. So maybe it's knight g2 here, guys. No, but knight g2, there's queen b6 check. That would be checkmate. Queen g2 is worried about which move? I said something now, no? Queen g2, rook h2. Queen g2, what if rook h2? Then I think we just take rook into d6. So I am knight f5. The mate threat is rook h1 and rook h2. Knight f5, rook h1, king f2, rook h2, rook g2. Now at the least there's rook into g2 and rook h2 check. And there are also moves like queen b6 check. Queen g2, rook h2, queen g4. Yeah, it works, I think. Queen g2 it is. Queen g2, queen h4. And now queen e1 check is a move. So just king f1. King f1 and it's gg, right? King f1 and do we have gg or not? Chat. Knight f1. Knight f1 is also a move, I must admit. King f1 also seems winning. It's not easy to decide between these two moves. King f1 or knight f1. King f1 or knight f1. Knight f1 seems so convincing. King f1, my thought was if queen h1, you can just take and play rook g1. There's nothing. Knight f1 just protects everything, no? And threatens rook d6. No, knight f1, queen h1 is not waiting for black. You just take and play king f2. Knight f1, then queen e1. No, but queen e1, you start giving rook f6 check. And then it's finish. So after knight f1, I don't see any move for black. But after king f1, like only one is correct out of these two. That's the nature of puzzle rush. Why not knight f5? Knight f5, there's some queen e1 check and rook h1. King f1, king f1, maybe there's some bishop into e3, queen, rook into e3, queen f4, yeah? So it's knight f1. Right? This doesn't look clear because then the rook is attacked and there's some rook h1 check and rook h2 income. We have to go knight f1. King F1, Bishop E3, Rook E3, Queen F4. Show which go knight F4. Oh yeah, I think we are getting here. Rook E to G5. Only more. Yes, guys, 67. Just two more to go. Just two more to go. We are so close, yet so far. uh, yes, your mind is spoiled. Your mind is spoiled, and we are here at this question. It's a pawn up for black. Yes, we have crossed 420. We have crossed 67, so we just have two more to go. And then this has been an amazing stream. It's been a lot of hard work, but a lot of fun too. I hope you are also having fun, chat. I know that the difficulty levels in the last few ones has been off the roof, and I haven't been able to go as slow as I would like because at some point we want to end this stream. I don't want to go all night, even though that's like kind of the title of the stream. Uh, so yeah, here it looks like knight c3 is though. Is it knight c3 or knight d4? Yes, there is a Discord server. You can click on the link in the pin chat, and there you find the links for all the socials. My Instagram, Twitter, Discord, and YouTube too, and Chessable. I know, Vedant. That's a problem with the generation actually. It's a generational thing. What to do? Pretty spoiled generation. So knight c3, queen c4 check, bishop e2, that's queen c6. And knight d4, queen c4, bishop e2, that's queen d5. Yeah, we messed up in 24-19. That was my mistake because I got a bit careless there. But guys, let's finish this up. We saw knight c3, we saw knight d4. Is the answer for this just b3? Nah, b3 can't be the answer for anything in life. Knight d4, what if queen c4? Check. Bishop e2, queen d5, rook g1, simply. It doesn't look clear to me. And if knight c3, then queen e to c4, bishop e2, queen c6. Haan Jay, it's in the mind of the beholder. Like there are there is something out there, a word or an image, and then it's totally up to the mind of the beholder to connect it with what they have in their mind. And if their mind is completely clean, like mine was when I put this title out, then the only thing you can connect with is Puzzle Rush. Everything else seems. Yeah, but I don't really get this one because I mean, knight c3 does queen into c4, knight d4 does queen into c4, and white is already a pawn down. So what are we really playing for here? Like, what are we? What is the aim in this position for white? What are we aiming for? What are we getting? I don't quite see it. Do you see it, chat? Knight c3, queen c4 check, bishop e to queen c6, then what is the question? It looks like some Sankalp has also left the chat. What about bishop d5 right now? Really? But what's the threat? What if black just ignores it? What is bouncing off your mind shift? Yeah, in a practical game, I might just play B3. Knight C3, Queen C4 check, Bishop E2, Queen C6. And now what? Should we just go there first and then have a look? Thank you, Arshil. Knight C3 is not refuted, but my point is, what if Queen C4 check, Bishop E2, and Queen C6? Queen C6 attacks the rook. White is like 2 pawns down. And if we just go rook G1 out there, then so why knight C3? Like white is a pawn down, so white has to try and get some compensation out here. And yeah, B3 seems a bit too slow. It has to be knight C3 or knight D4. Knight C3, Queen C4, Bishop E2, Queen C6. Maybe it's just Rook G1 there with the idea of Knight B5, Knight D6. And if A6, I'm not sure if I'm planning to get involved in COB in any way because I'm playing a tournament in Bangladesh. But we'll see. We'll see. Should we go for Knight C3 chat? Should we go for it and see what comes later? Let's try. Let's try. Let's try and see what the computer plays here. C3. It just goes knight e5. It doesn't even go. Now we can just go knight b5, right? Queen c4 check, bishop e2. So threat is we are making use of these dark square diagonals. So we want knight b5, queen c4 check, bishop e2. If queen d5, then there's knight c7 check. If queen e4, there's knight d6 check. Knight b5 wins, right? Yeah, it does look like knight b5. Shall we go for it? Shall we go for knight b5? Chat, the consent, please. Queen c6, knight b5, queen c4, bishop e2, queen c6. After queen c6, I think even rook g1 should work, no? I can't see anything apart from knight b5. Do you guys see anything else? Okay, let's go for it. Queen c4 check, bishop e2 is only. Oh, that's it. It got over there. It got over there. Guys, we are at 68. It's just one more. Come on, let's do it. Let's do this. There's no way we can fall here. Queen h6. Is it queen h6 here? This is amazing. I know, right? Yes, Sayesh, of course. Guys, this would be so heartbreaking if we don't get this right, huh? Uh, let's do this. Bishop into g7. Bishop G7, Rook G2, Rook G2, Knight of 1, it loses. What's the material equation here? We are a piece down. We are a piece down. And I know, right? We just need one more. The last one is the hardest. Rook G-H1, what if Rook G2 check? Shiv? Yeah, I don't feel right about Queen H6. It just doesn't feel right. Rook H1, Rook G2, King F4. I'm tired and hungry. Rook H1, Knight F1. Why not Bishop to G7? Because we saw something, Rook G2 check. And then, no, yeah, Bishop G7, Rook G2 check. Rook to G2, Knight F1, King F2, Queen into F3. Rook H8, there's King into H8. Yeah, Rook H1 seems right. Rook H1, Rook G2, King F4, Bishop F6. Rook H1 seems like the way to. No, Ishan, Bishop to G7, there's Rook G2 check. Rook to G2, Knight F1 check. That's my point. King H3, there's Queen into F3. Queen H6, it just doesn't feel right. Bishop into H6, Rook into H6, just even Queen H7, no? Knight F1, it opens up this A3 rook. So you're enabling Queen into F3 check. So, like, look at this. Bishop into G7, you're exposing the F3. But if I play Knight F1 directly, then you'll take Rook into F1 and protecting the F3 spot. So Bishop into G7, you start with Rook G2 check. White has to take Rook into G2. And now Knight F1 check. King F2, Queen into F3 check. Rook H8, just King into H8. What are you achieving? Bishop G7, Rook G2, Rook G2, Knight F1 check. Just King F2, Queen F3 and King G1. Hey, then why not just Bishop into G7? Why not just Bishop into G7? Yeah. Rook G2 check doesn't work. So this is what happens in a classical game, by the way. After calculating for 2 hours, your brain gets fried and it gets really tired, and you start making these mistakes. Okay, Bishop into G7. What if Queen into G7? Now Bishop G7 is a favorite. But then why doesn't Rook H1 work? Knight F1, that's just Rook into F1. Bishop G7, Queen G7, Queen D8 check. King F7. Yeah, also I don't know what's the problem with Rook H1. Without finding that, we cannot go ahead. Guys, let's focus on Rook H1 and Bishop G7, yeah? I think it's one of these two. And I want to end the stream, guys. ज़्यादा हो गए ना? I'm tired. I didn't think it would take so long, actually. Yeah, this seems like it wins. Bishop G7, Queen G7. So then what's wrong with Rook H1? Can we try and find that out? No, Aditya. Bishop G7, knight F1, I take rook into F1. Queen cannot come in. Ha, yeah, right. Sure. Takes, queen C7 check. Queen E5, knight F1 check. Yeah? So it looks like bishop to G7. Bishop to G7, rook G2 check, rook into G2, knight F1, king F2, queen into F3, king G1. This is the path. So chat, do I have your consent? Can we go for bishop into G7? Can we go for it? Yes, yes, yes. Knight F1, king F4 when sure, I don't understand. Why, Ishan? It fits, it totally fits, no? Consent is also very important when we do anything together. Shall we go? Shall we go bishop to G7? Ha, knight E5, yeah, got it. King F4, G5. Alright, guys, I am going for bishop to G7. Don't blame me if this is wrong. We are doing this together. Rook G2 check, rook E to G2, only move because king H3 does queen F3 check. So we are taking this. Knight F1 check. We have to go king F2 because king H3, queen F3 check is mate. And now king G1. King E1 doesn't make sense. Queen E3 check. We have to take this. Queen is attacked. Knight into E3. And then what? Queen into E3 check. Knight into E3. Just rook H2 or just bishop F6. No. Maybe the puzzle will end after queen into E3. Right? Queen into E3. Knight into E3. Bishop F6. No, yaar, it goes on. Come on, it's not getting any easy. क्या यार? What is the move now? We have to make an accurate move. I like rook h2. Rook h2 wins, no? Rook a1, rook h2, king into g7, rook h7, king f8, rook h8, king e7, rook h7 wins. And rook h2, rook a1 check, king f2. Guys, it's rook h2, no? It's not bishop f6. Bishop f6 is not the most accurate move. Ishan, only one move wins here. And what is wrong with rook h2? No. Soma, but don't do rook h8 first, king g7 and rook h2 because then rook a1 check, king f2, knight into g4 check. Rook g3, then rook a1 check. Yeah, bishop f6 is wrong. Rook a1, king f2, knight into g2, king into g2. Now b3. I don't think black wins that though. Rook h8, rook h7, and rook into b7. Sure. Yeah. Rook h2, rook a1, uh, king f2. This wins, right? I don't know about bishop f6 to be honest. Rook a1, king f2, knight g2, king g2, b3. I don't know. I don't know, Sunny. I honestly don't know. Which one, guys? Which one, chat? Is it rook h2 or bishop f6? Which one are we going for here? Bishop f6 does seem really, really tempting. Uh, Only one of it is correct. Mixed opinion, mixed opinion, mixed opinion. There's so much mixed opinion. Help. Chat, you're not helping. Just adding to the confusion. I have to break this tie, yeah? Let's do a poll. Which one should we finish this off with? Bishop f6, rook gh2. Okay. Yeah, we have the poll. Man, getting to 69 is not easy. It's not easy. You would think it's easy, and from outside it looks easy, but it's not. It requires a lot of hard work, tremendous amount of hard work. Oh, Priyanshu, hang on. Rook h2, there is g5. Ishan, what are you saying? You're saying go bishop f6 and 68% on rook h2. Guys, but I think it's bishop f6 because rook h2 g5. And now there's no longer mate. Rook h8, king g7, rook h7 check, king g6. Yeah. So we have to go bishop f6. Yes, we can save, but then you're losing this piece after g5. Like you're losing this piece, right? Rook h2, g5, rook h7, then there's rook a1 check. King f2, knight g4 check. So g5 is the problem. So we have to go bishop f6, rook a1 check, king f2, knight into g2, king into g2, b3, rook h8 check, king f7, rook h7, king g8, and rook into b7. Guys, but 65% on rook gh2, only 35% on bishop f6. I would be breaking democracy if I go with bishop f6. So I cannot make this move before we get to at least 51% with bishop f6. And there has been 100 votes already. So guys, please try and make bishop f6 more. As everyone voted, everyone who's watching voted. It is bishop f6. It is bishop f6, but I know I also didn't see g5. Should we declare this poll null and void? No. It's 42%. It's 42%. Let's go, guys. Let's go. Let's bring bishop f6. Yes, bishop f6. 47%. Let's get it to 51, and then I'll stop the count. 48%. So close. So close. So close. Come on, let's go. 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 50% each. Come on. 51%. Make it 51%. I'll stop the count. Yes, 51%. I'm going to stop the count. And in tune with the democratic procedure, removing all the arrows and going bishop f6. Now wait, is it king f2 or king h2? King f2, right? Because king h2 allows knight f1 check. King h3, rook a3. So king f2. Yes, guys, we did it. 69. We did it. Chat OP in the chat. We did it. Amazing, no? Wow. This has been amazing. Brilliant. 69, it can't get better. What an amazing evening it has been today. I didn't think we would reach so far. And look at the rating of the last puzzle. It was 3678. This is brilliant. Brilliant chat. Wow. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Yes, 2.5 hours is my score today, and 69. So this is what, yeah, Bishop F5 and King to G2. It's my best achievement so far in the history of my streams. And yes, 2.5 hours, guys. 2.5 hours. That's the answer to today's question. I think we'll stop here. We'll take a break here. Uh, Abhijit is like engine OP, but Abhijit, we did manage to find the refutation for all the moves, right? We didn't. I mean, we went through it properly. It was not just, yeah, only if the, no, Ishan, don't do that. Don't do that. We don't want unlikes. We can go for 500 likes. But yes, guys, this is where we are ending right now in the puzzle. Hi, Bondita. Yeah, I mean, I kind of thought people might be using Indian in the chat. Of course, not sure for sure, but it's possible because some of these moves were very strong. But having said that, I think we went through things very professionally. We looked at every move, so it also didn't feel like cheating. Yeah, Sankalp OP, Shiv OP, and guys, big shout out to Shiv Shome, and also one more person who has been there from the beginning to the end. His name starts with P. Who is it? Who was there from the beginning to the end? So Shiv helped, and uh, there was also, I think, Paras, who was there right through. Yeah, it's Paras. So shout out to Paras, shout out to Shiv, shout out to Sankalp, and also Abhijit was quite strong towards the end. Abhijit Chauhan, Ishan, of course, he was quite helpful towards the end. Anshika, and every one of you who's watching right now. Shout out to all of you. Thank you so much. This was a lot of fun this evening. And chat, do you think we should continue this? Was this fun for you guys too? Should we do more of this, or should we stop here? I'm also a big fan of Ishan. Should we do more of this, or should we stop here? I mean, we are stopping the stream today. My question is, should we do more of this stream? Continue on in the future. I want to end this right now. I want to go play some prop night, and yeah. So the question is, we can continue this post dinner, and also sometime tomorrow. This was fun. This was a lot of fun. Nice one, Ishan. How did you manage this? Is it screenshot? Sorry, is it Photoshop? This is amazing. I'll uh, I'll put this on story, Insta story. All right, guys. So let's finish this off at this note and do more such puzzle rush survival. So this is going to be the how long I'll last series. This was episode 1. We are going to have more such episodes from time to time. Okay, and this was fun for I hope all of you. The first 10, the first 20, the first 30, everyone was involved. Then once we got past 40, there were like, 4 or 5 people who were intensely involved. And before my next stream, I'm pretty sure I'll call in Shiv to solve along with me. He was an amazing help. The only problem was he was spoiling it for the chat, but since he's part of the chat, he's permitted to do that. It was a lot of fun, guys. Let's end this on this note. I'm not going for the end screen because I want this to remain at the end. So thank you so much. Love you all. Let's get to 500 likes. We are so close. Anyway, we will get to it at the once I end the stream. But yeah, thank you so much. Love you all. See you all soon. Bye bye. And I don't know if we'll have another prop night stream. We might not. I want to go and prepare some chess after I end the stream now. So thank you so much. We are at 496, 497. Just three more likes, and I think I'll end the stream on that note and go and prepare some chess. I know, right? Aksh, I should write this on my profiles. Yes, we are through 55 or 2, 69 people watching, and I'll end it here. Bye bye, guys. Love you all. Thank you so much.